I am a prime example of a victim mentality, or what you call learned helplessness in today's psychology. My name is Naomi, but many years ago, I asked people to call me Mara because life had dealt me a bitter hand. Today, I speak not as the woman who lost everything, but as the woman who discovered what cannot be taken away. If you have ever felt crushed by life, if you have ever stood in a place where you said, "God, is this how my story ends?" Then brace yourself. My story is yours. I was young once. I had dreams. I had a husband who loved me deeply, Elimelech, and two handsome boys, Mahlon and Kilion. But life in Bethlehem became unbearable. Famine, scarcity, hunger. I remember packing our belongings with trembling hands, stepping onto a road that led away from home. I didn't know I was walking into a land that would test every piece of me, Moab. I didn't know that Moab would become the graveyard of all I cherished. But I want you to hear this. Sometimes the land you run to for survival becomes the land where you lose yourself. My sons grew older so fast. They even fell in love and married Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth. And for a moment, Moab felt like home. Then, without warning, Elimelech died. I remember the day like it's still happening. The pounding of my heart, the silence in his chest, the air leaving my lungs. I became a widow. But I told myself, at least I still have my boys. But then one after the other, they died too. I buried both sons in pain and agony. My hands, once full, suddenly held nothing. 3 graves, 3 heartbreaks, 3 reasons to curse the day I was born. All I knew was emptiness. When life becomes unbearable, you start listening more closely. I sat in grief, pain, and loneliness, worrying about my daughters-in-law. I was all alone in a foreign land. Rumors reached Moab. Bethlehem has food again. The famine is over. A desire to return home flooded my thoughts. Maybe that was all I needed. To be home, I stood up one morning and said, I am going home. Not to start over, not to rebuild a life. No. I was going home to die in peace. Or so I thought. Orpah, loving and loyal, kissed me goodbye. She returned to her mother's house. I understood she was young and would remarry. But Ruth, Ruth held on to me with a stubbornness that felt like God himself was touching my arm. I had someone by my side, after all. She declared, "Where you go, I will go. Your people will be my people. Your God will be my God." My restoration wore the face of a Moabite girl. When I returned to Bethlehem, the women could not recognize me. Life has a way of changing your face when it has broken your heart. "Is this Naomi?" they whispered, and I said, "Do not call me Naomi. Call me Mara, for the Almighty has made my life very bitter." I said it because at that moment I believed it. We had no money, no land, no men, no reputation. In ancient times, that was equivalent to being invisible. But I had 2 things left. 1, my wisdom. 2, Ruth's courage. Ruth went to glean. That means picking the leftover grains behind harvesters. We were living off leftovers. But let me tell you something. When God is on your side, leftovers can feed nations. Every day, Ruth came home with food. But one day, she returned with favor. "His name is Boaz," she told me. And something inside me stirred. A memory, a whisper. Boaz was a relative of my late husband, a man of standing, wealth, and integrity. I knew that Ruth had walked into a divine setup. She was my responsibility now. It was my job to help her stabilize her life and secure a beautiful future. She deserved it. By divine providence, she ends up in the field of Boaz. I guided Ruth the way a mother guides a daughter. With wisdom, not control. With strategy, not desperation. With dignity, not manipulation. I encouraged Ruth to seek security through Boaz. I instructed Ruth to go to the threshing floor at night, uncover Boaz's feet, and lie down, a symbolic gesture of requesting protection and marriage under the kinsman redeemer law. Ruth obeys, humbly saying, "Spread your garment over me, for you are a redeemer." Boaz was moved by her loyalty and purity, promising to do all he can, though noting there was another relative closer in line. Ruth followed every instruction with humility, and humility will take you to places beauty cannot. But for Ruth, it was her beauty, humility, and my brain. Boaz noticed her character before he noticed her charm. When Boaz married Ruth, something extraordinary happened. He redeemed the land that belonged to my husband. He restored our family's name. He secured Ruth's future. But then, something I never saw coming took place. Ruth had a son, a baby boy named Obed. And when they placed that child in my arms, the bitterness I once claimed began to melt. Obed later became the grandfather of King David, meaning my life, which I thought was over, became part of the lineage of the Messiah. Imagine that. A woman who wanted to return home and die became part of a story that still brings life to the world.
What can you learn from my story? Buckle up. I have plenty of lessons. Having lived through loss, I know what it means to have and then lose it all. I lost my husband, my sons, my home. Everything I cared about gone. And yet, I learned something crucial. Pain does not make you powerless. It sharpens your mind. It makes you perceptive. It helps you see what others overlook. I noticed Boaz long before Ruth did. I saw the systems, the timing, the opportunities hidden in plain sight. What the world called suffering, I called preparation. When I decided to leave Moab and return to Bethlehem, I was terrified. My heart was heavy, my spirit fragile. But I moved anyway. The action came before the courage. That first step broke the paralysis that grief had set in my soul. That is how life works. Sometimes motion must come before motivation. You don't wait to feel brave. You act and bravery follows. I told everyone, call me Mara, for I felt bitter. I did not pretend. I did not hide my grief. I named it. And naming my pain allowed me to begin to release it. Science today calls this emotional labeling, and I lived it thousands of years ago. Acknowledging your feelings isn't weakness. It's the first step toward managing them. You can't heal what you refuse to name. But my healing was not a solo journey. It happened in community. Ruth stayed. She did not leave me. Her loyalty became a lifeline, a secure anchor that helped me stand even when I felt like falling. Her famous words, "Where you go, I will go," were more than a promise. They were a fortress around my broken heart. One faithful companion can do what riches and power cannot. Never underestimate the power of a single loyal relationship. I lost my identity in Moab. I was no longer Naomi, the pleasant one. I became Mara, the bitter one. And yet that collapse was the first step to rebuilding my true self. Sometimes, life must break you before you can become who you are meant to be. The breaking isn't the end. It's the clearing of the ground for a new foundation. Through it all, I learned resilience is not just surviving. It is seeing the unseen, understanding the patterns, and choosing wisely when the world offers its next step. It's about transforming your pain into perception. Now here's what I want you to use my story for: a financial breakthrough. When you have no capital to start, leverage what is at your disposal. I had no money when we returned to Bethlehem. I had only my wisdom and Ruth's courage. We used what we had, not what we wished we had. What intangible assets do you possess? Your skills, your relationships, your reputation, these are your starting capital. I learned quickly that your environment determines your destiny. Moab could not restore me, but Bethlehem could. I had to physically move to a place where restoration was possible. Sometimes moving is necessary if your current environment is not serving your needs. This isn't just about location. It's about surrounding yourself with places and people that open doors, not shut them. Finding Boaz and his resources made my restoration possible. I also discovered the true power of relationships, or what you folks call networking. Money is fleeting, but connections endure. Ruth's loyalty, my family ties in Bethlehem. My reputation, this was all a form of social capital that restored what famine and death had snatched from me. People are pipelines to provision if you nurture them wisely. Every conversation, every act of kindness, every maintained connection is an investment. Here's another thing. Strategy multiplies effort. Ruth labored hard in the fields, but my guidance turned her harvest into an abundance. Hard work alone is often not enough. You must have a strategy. Using your wisdom, seeking advice, and finding mentorship can multiply your results far beyond what money alone achieves. Effort without strategy is like running in place. You get tired but go nowhere. Humility is another key. Returning to Bethlehem empty-handed was deeply humbling, but that humility cleared the way for my comeback. Pride traps you in your loss, making you unwilling to ask for help or start over. Humility opens doors you didn't even know were there. It allows grace to find you. And loyalty, I realized, is a currency that never devalues. Ruth's loyalty to me opened opportunities. Boaz's loyalty to our family name restored our legacy. People reward loyalty more than any coin. In a world of fleeting commitments, steadfastness stands out and attracts favor. Finally, mentoring others restores you too. Guiding Ruth not only helped her, but it also gave me purpose, clarity, and hope. It pulled me out of my own sorrow and forced me to look toward the future. Teaching someone else is often the fastest path to reclaiming your own life. It reminds you of the wisdom you've gained and gives your pain a purpose. Let me illustrate how your mindset is a true game changer. Through everything, I learned that purpose often emerges from broken places. My pain sharpened me, my grief guided me, my loss prepared me for the role I was destined to play in history. Your deepest wounds can become the source of your greatest strengths if you let them. Sometimes your destiny comes to you through someone else. Ruth, a foreigner, a woman from a land that had brought me so much pain, was the very person who brought my restoration. Never underestimate the people who enter your life, for they may carry your breakthrough. Be open to unexpected helpers. I also learned that restoration rarely comes from the same place that broke you. Bethlehem restored me. Moab could not. Do not seek healing where you were hurt. Move, adapt, and align yourself with people and systems that favor growth. A plant cannot grow in toxic soil, neither can you. And legacy. Legacy is so much bigger than temporary suffering. My grandson, Obed, would become the grandfather of King David, and through him, the lineage of our Savior. What feels devastating today may be the foundation for greatness in generations to come. Your story doesn't end with your pain. It might just be the beginning of a story far greater than you can imagine. I discovered that God often restores through practical systems, through relationships, law, labor, and opportunity, not just through sudden miracles. Restoration is a process. It requires participation. Pain is preparation, not punishment. Every tear, every moment of grief, every loss shaped me to steward blessings wisely. Ultimately, a positive mindset is the ultimate wealth. Bitterness poisons. Hope restores. Fear paralyzes. Courage liberates. Growth is a choice. Even in the hardest seasons, I chose to see my losses as lessons. I chose to see my hardships as training for leadership, wisdom, and legacy. I am Naomi. I have been broken, bitter, and weary. And yet, I went down in history as pleasant, restored, and redeemed. I got to rewrite my story because God was not done with me, and He is not done with you either. If you are seeking biblical inspiration to restore your life, subscribe to our channel, like, and share to help spread our efforts to other people who need it.